Today we are looking at the Dragon Scalper by Trade, which is available on the MetaTrader marketplace. This trading robot has a well-written product description page. Let's have a look at it. Released on the MetaTrader marketplace in June 2021 and currently with a 5-star rating, this trading robot trades the pound-yen pair in the 5-minute time frame and doesn't use grid and or martingale. There is a fixed 25 pips stop per trade, it says, with a trailing stop up to a max of 25 pips profit. There are multiple live signals, which we'll look at later, all with varying risks and monthly targets. And reading the other comments here, it says, before you buy an EA, ask yourself, does the EA have a live money track record for a reasonable amount of time in a reputable, regulated and well-known broker? Is there drawdown control and no hidden massive open trading losses? Can the EA demonstrate backtest capability? And according to the author, it's a resounding yes for all of them. But of course he will say this. We will review the trading robot and come up with our own answers. And there are apparently 2,100 live traders watching this system on my FX book. That's a decent number. We'll check that also. And further down in the text, it says that it will use a recovery function and will increase the trade size to ×2 if it loses, and then ×4 if it loses again. I thought the author said no martingale. And clicking on the link to the author's backtest on my FX book, it looks like this. Note this is a backtest, not actual live results, but the results look decent. Certainly from 2020, 200% return with a 20% drawdown. You can see average wins are 11 pips versus an average loss of 25 pips and a high 78% win rate. As always, we start off with our scam testing. This checks for backtest manipulation. We have our control or standard backtest, and then we run the backtest again. Firstly, where we swap out the dates but using the same historical data, and then we swap the symbol but with the same data. And if we see any deviation from the control or standard backtest, then we know something isn't right. But from our checks, it looks okay. No sign of backtest manipulation. With trading robots costing hundreds of dollars, it's always worth testing them before buying them to ensure you've not bought a scam trading robot. We've made a quick course on Udemy which will teach you how to run your own scam tests against backtestable trading robots, just for your peace of mind and for your wallet before buying. Here's the link to it if you want to check it out. Okay, here are my backtest results from 2018, which correspond to that of the author's date range. In fact, let's put them side by side. The author's backtest results look much nicer, but the results I've got are much more choppy. Certainly in my results, I'm seeing a 10% return with a 40% drawdown compared with the author's 200% versus 20% drawdown. Quite different results. When I see differing results like this, I'm very cautious. Why are they so different? When an author is presenting their own backtests, of course they're going to show the backtests which show the best results, right? I try and run my backtest with the most realistic of expectations, taking into consideration spreads, commissions, broker execution, etc. However, checking out the live results is also a good way to validate which backtests look more realistic. So the main Dragon Scalper live signal runs from July 2020, and this is the one which has the longest history. It's returned over 1000% with a 29% drawdown and using a reputable broker, which is good to see. Let's check the numbers. In the live trading, we are seeing a 69% win rate, a profit factor of 1.35 and a 1.6 pip expectancy. The author's backtest is showing a 78% win rate, a profit factor of 1.5 and a 3.2 pip expectancy. Our backtest results show a 73% win rate, profit factor of 1.01, and it doesn't show the pip expectancy on this. But comparing these results, it probably looks like the real results fall between my perhaps harsh backtest and the author's best backtest. The bottom two live signals are the ×2 risk and ×4 risk accounts, which target 20% and 40% monthly, as per the product description page. However, so far it's not delivered these returns. For the ×2 risk account, 12.96% in November 21, 0.68% in December 21, and 8.99% in January 2022. February 22 is currently tracking at 2.44% as of today, 3rd of February. Overall, however, it's up 30% in the 3 and a bit months. For the ×4 live signal targeting 40% returns every month, we saw a 26.06% return in November 21, 0.91% in December 21, and 11.54% in January 2022. February is tracking at 6.72% currently. Overall, it's up 55%, which is 5% below what it should be, assuming this is exactly double the risk of the times 2 account, which made 30%. We then also have another optimization on the top right, which the author has been running since October. Looking at its stats, you can't say that it's trading better or worse than the original set. However, it has returned 37% with a 16% drawdown in 5 months. Okay, here's the summary. First up, let's address the questions the author asked and answered with a resounding yes in the product description. Does the EA have a live money track record for a reasonable amount of time in a reputable, regulated and well-known broker? So as we have seen, indeed, there are multiple live trackers and indeed they are using a good broker. In fact, they are the brokers I recommend using. The live signal has been running since July 2020, so a good year and a half. So that's not too bad at all. So I'd say it's a yes for this first question. Is there drawdown control and no hidden massive trading losses? I'm not sure what is meant exactly by drawdown control. Perhaps it just means there's a stop loss for every trade, or the risky double of the next trade and double of the next one after that if you get 2 losing days. Good to have a stop loss, but the doubling and quadrupling risk for subsequent losses, I don't think that's a good thing. As for no hidden open trading losses, yes, that's true. So the answer to this question is no and a yes. And the last question on the product description page was, can the EA demonstrate backtest capability? It is true that some trading robots block backtests. However, indeed, this trading robot does allow backtests, and from my testing, it looks like they're not manipulated. However, my backtest results were not particularly good over 3 years of testing. There are large dips seen throughout, which is most likely to do with the doubling and quadrupling of trade size when it's experienced losing trades. So my view of this trading robot is okay. Obviously, the author's backtest look amazing, but mine showed a slight increase after 3 years and the equity growth was rather choppy. I would have more confidence if they looked more similar, especially since my backtest results were over the same period. The live trading showed some decent gains, I must admit, with over 70% winning trades, but a doubling and quadrupling of trade sizes to make up for losing is martingale and puts your account at risk. There are some optimization options, but only on trailing stop parameters and timing around the trading box. There are no real trading parameters to optimize on. If we assume that the backtest I made is accurate, then I'd be inclined to say that the trading robot may have been optimized from 2020. You can see the results after 2020 have been on a positive inclination despite the large drops, but before that date they didn't look so good. Over-optimization means that the results may not work over the longer term. You just don't know when they'll start working. It could be months or weeks. Anyway, this is just my opinion. Obviously, do your own research before deciding if this is for you. And if you need the links for the train robot and live signals, here they are. I'll also put them in the video description box so you can easily access them. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you got any value, you know what to do. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Thanks, and I'll see you at the next video.